All right, guys, we are back. It looks like that was a false alarm on board with Saints, who was the first to drop out of that last game. So all of Elevate making their way, and Kenny is a Reviction version 2. Chance, you called it out before the game even started. He's got the opening 2 kills.
Oh my God, I love
3. Get the ace. Just get the ace.
Let's go, Quavo Kenny. Keep going, man. Do your thing. Kill him. Oh, that sucks. Just call him out. Let Kenny get the kill.
I'm not watching anyone else.
That's ridiculous, man. That is amazing.
I learned from my mistakes watching Reviction, or rather not watching enough Reviction. We're just going to watch this man the entire game. That was a nasty 3 kills to open things up. Parasite's going to clean up the last one. Greedy man. But what shots we saw out of Kenny.
Man. Oh, God. I was going to say, like, when Kenny, I saw him have the sniper rifle, I was like, dude, we saw Reviction the sub do it. Kenny's about to go off. I was expecting, like, a pick here and there, and I was going to, like, lose my mind over it. But he's going to... Oh, no, Kenny! Kenny, I love you! Have my children. Kenny, look, my real name is Thomas. I am a caster for Call of Duty. I will happily give you my address. Like, Kenny, we can make this work, man. Just hit me up. Oh, God, now he's getting picked.
Richard... or sorry, Kenny rather, getting picked there. You see TJ, also the other player, dropped out. First kill dropped by Slacked, and now Nagafen is going to answer back. Saints in your kill feed. Meanwhile, Remy is going to be poached from behind. It's going to be up to Classic, working with Saints against Nagafen.
I mean, you can't let Kenny die like that. Rounds aren't going to go as well. Of course, Nagafen, though, is going to be trying to clutch the 1v2. Going to have a bit of a tough situation to work with. That's something that's working out for him. Well, it was going to be working out for him. The fact that the other team didn't have the bomb. But, of course, he is going to fault right there in that gunfight. So it's not going to work out. And the round count is going to get tied up at 1-1.
Pretty ridiculous stuff so far. Saints picking up 2 kills. For Elevate will answer back. Kenny, though, 4-1 through 2 rounds. Definitely the hottest player to watch. These openings from him have been brilliant. The question is, how do you combat a sniper like this, Chance?
I mean, okay, there's 2 options. Either you can do what Slack did and just go for the counter snipe and try and get that, like, you know, counter pick right off the bat, or you can just play really passively and force the action on the other side of things. You know, keep your distance, stay behind cover, don't get picked, and you should be good to go. And Classic is doing just that, you know, slowly working himself up the map, gets that pick on Kenny, and then immediately they have a man advantage. Now it's going to be Nagafen actually in a 1v4, and he gets dropped as well.
Oh, this was a beautiful round for Elevate. They sent Classic right after Kenny. Remy was the farthest pushed up player for Epsilon, and he was eliminated right away. And then you're going to see the 2-piece here in your round-ending kill cam. Saints just taking on everybody. And he's going to get Nagafen dropped in his lap. Nice team shot there to save Saints' life. So a 4 streak for Saints puts Elevate up 2-1 going into round number 4.
Okay, so like the 3-piece that Kenny got was pretty exciting, but nonetheless, Elevate a very talented search and destroy team. And this is honestly what's interesting about the whole Swanee Parasite thing. It's TJ Halley also. This is what you expect on Skyrise. When this map got announced for the DLC, you expect all of these sniper rifle picks to come into play, and this is what I like to see.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of this map. I know a lot of people don't like it. They say there's too many explosives on this map, but I feel like it's been the most exciting to watch as a caster. You constantly see sniper play. You always see it come doan to a 1-on-1 or a 1v2. Very rarely is it a blowout like some other maps. There's another big kill from Saints. A 5 streak continues, going for number 6, and he either got that finish or got a little bit of help, but a ridiculous round again from Saints regardless. Let's see it one more time in your round-ending kill cam.
Yeah, Elevate looking very, very nice. And I will say, maybe the biggest takeaway of this map, to me, it just kind of feels like it's small, just because obviously Modern Warfare 2, you didn't have the exosuits, so it's just going to be a completely different feel for the map. You know, you said you almost never see blowouts. It's always kind of weird which teams will perform well on it. It's always going to be that feeling out process when you have a new map coming to play, and maybe teams just haven't quite figured out the standard meta, although apparently snipers are without a doubt going to be in the meta forever. Either way, though, you can see no picks have come in thus far.
Saints is actually in a very interesting position. Let's see what the plan is. He's got a sniper with him that's Slacked working up top, and maybe Saints is just in charge of protecting Slacked here. You'll see Kenny putting away the sniper rifle, wants to get very aggressive on the right perimeter of the map. I'll have him highlighted on your mini-map. And your first blood might be going down here any moment. Shots being fired back and forth.
Still, no, well, actually, no. TJ Halley going to be able to get that first blood, that ever-important first blood. I think that has been the deciding factor in nearly every single round except for that second round where Kenny got that pick. But either way, he's going to get shut down, the leading player for Epsilon. Potentially going to be a takeaway round for Epsilon. However, Remy going to be making things interesting. Gets that pick on TJ Halley. Going to have the 3v3. Parasite, though, starting to show up a little bit. Slow start out of him. But again, if he can start playing extremely well in Search like we know he's capable of, going to be a perfect fill-in for Swanee.
Slacked running out of time. Bomb not down, though, so all they got to do is stay alive and force the plant. Slack, though, with the sniper has been called out, and you can see the triangulation coming in. He's going to get dropped, so it's all up to Saints, and as I say it, Saints is going to get peppered right through the wall, and that will be it for round number 5. 2-3, Epsilon answers back. They played that round very slow, able to trade effectively.
Yeah, and that's a very good round for them as well. They have to slow the momentum down and Elevate, especially in a round where they get first blood. You know, Elevate, aside from the round where Kenny got 3 picks, it was nothing but Elevate the entire game. And then after that pick, to me, I was expecting still just a complete Elevate blowout. So clutch the 3v4. They play slow. They slow down the momentum of Elevate, and they're trying to turn around. I like the play call out of them. And again, you were saying the difference between Swanee and Parasite, potentially that is a factor that is coming to play, of course. This is going to be a new round, a new play call. You see 4 players for Epsilon going down this A-bomb side.
And Saints, I mean, they're on the attacking side, is already in the defender's base. Here's the sniper. Eliminate Kenny first seems to be the new game plan. It's worked the last 2 rounds. Saints, though, will be traded back. Remy is going to get that kill. Meanwhile, Nagafen took out Slacked for first blood for Epsilon. 2-on-3 cover fire provided by TJ, but Classic isn't able to survive. TJ now 1-on-3. This is really going to be another round for Epsilon here.
Yeah, TJ is going to spot a few different players, but he's going to get cleaned up by Nagafen over in that middle building area. Of course, that is the second round in a row where first blood goes in favor of Elevate, and they cannot convert it at all. And again, now Nagafen starting to heat up, even Parasite starting to put in work. Really everything's starting to come together for Epsilon. They've slowed the gameplay down, and they're just kind of, really playing perfect S&D for this map.
Reading a little bit of Twitter, shout out to Matty McFly. He says, Kenny is a player who played a lot of Search and Destroy with Killa and Fizzer back in the day. So you expect him to be strong in this game mode specifically, but 44 kills in that game number 1. Very strong opening in the hard points. It's all tied up here. Epsilon about to get first blood again as Kenny shot 3 times, able to pick up the kill on the 3rd.
Like when Kenny get picks. Matty McFly knows exactly what he's talking about. Dude's a boss. Either way, though, the kills are going to get traded as TJ Halley was able to get 1. Nagafen picks him up. So still, the man advantage going to be able to retain in favor of Epsilon. Of course, we just saw 2 rounds in a row where, Epsilon clutched the 3v4. Now going to see if Epsilon can do the same thing after getting first blooded. Of course, this bomb right now going over towards that B side. Nagafen going to get a kill with that bomb in hand on Saints. That's going to put Slacked in the 1 versus 3, and he's going to get cleaned up very quickly.
Slacked almost had 2 kills that round, missed wide right on Kenny early, and then had Nagafen in the middle of the map, just kind of tried to, I guess, just pop him real quick. Wasn't able to get the quick scope down, and here you see Kenny winning the sniper duel at the end. 2 for Kenny in that round. Nagafen now on a 5 streak.
I'm like obsessed with Kenny at this point. It's like starting to get ridiculous, especially with the turnaround. I thought outside of that first round, we weren't going to see much of him. Obviously, going to step back up to the plate. Also, again, very nice information to have from Matty McFly, just to know that he has that S&D experience. Of course, going to miss that shot right there, but still going to be able to feed at least a tiny bit of information and say, hey, I know at least 2 people are going to that B bomb side. Of course, you see Elevate pushing up very aggressively, cutting over across that mid-map. TJ going to get that first blood.
Yeah, and Parasite's frustrated there. He had a teammate behind him. He expected his back to be watched, but Kenny didn't have the angle down low. And now Kenny's going to get picked again across the map. It's Classic this time with this sniper. Elevate, countering snipers with snipes, and it's paying off, but a tied game after our first 8. It's 4-4. We'll switch sides and go at it again. Very nice round from Elevate.
And, you know, Classic right there, going on top third story, that's probably like my favorite idea about this map, that there's a bunch of like random spots that you can go to that aren't necessarily the best in terms of you're not in cover, like going on top of the crane that's like way out of the map,
right?
But still can provide you, it's like a tactic. It's like playing a chess match. You have to pick and choose when you do it, but if you choose correctly, it can just work out hugely in your favor. And of course, you know, it wasn't the biggest pick in the world for Classic to get that kill as they had the 4-2 man advantage, but still just a very interesting idea about the map.
No snipers out for Elevate this round. They want to get aggressive. They want to get in Epsilon's face. Nagafen going for the tanker up top near helicopter. That's going to explode. Has a teammate right behind him, and a player dropping on his face is going to do damage but not get the kill. Nagafen survives, and now it's all up to TJ Halley. Bow and knife in hand. TJ in a very troublesome spot. He's just been spotted by Kenny.
I mean, TJ's good, but still, you know, 1v3, the bomb's already going down. The bomb is going to get planted as A. He's got about 30 seconds to work with to get 3 kills and get that defuse. And you can see the players are actually challenging him, and they're going to be able to clean up that kill as well. So round in favor of Epsilon, and to me, that's kind of disappointing if you're Classic. He got himself in a very good position, was able to get on top of the third-story building in Epsilon's base, and then, of course, came flying down, went for the stomp kill. To me, if he had just kind of held that positioning, you know, potentially would have been able to give himself a 2v2 rather than putting TJ Halley in a 1v3. But either way, Epsilon now just going to be 1 round away from closing this one out. And I can't even remember who won map number 1 at this point.
You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here with Elevate. Will they be able to force the round 11? Or is it going to be Epsilon stealing game number 2? They were up all game 1, but it was Elevate who stole it in the last 90 seconds. So this would be a 1-1 tie if Epsilon can finish strong. TJ Halley, shots on Kenny early, but he weathers that storm. Now it's going to be a fight with Parasite getting knocked out by a grenade. So first blood does go to Elevate, and just like that, so does second. Kenny still in the same location he was spotted. The last man now up against Saints, Slack, TJ, and Classic.
Yeah, that was a huge 2-piece pickup by that. Of course, Kenny, though, in that 1v3 is able to get that first blood or first pick with that sniper rifle. Has 2 more players to beat. Still, very tough spot for him to work in. Gonna have shots coming on the back. None of them are gonna connect. He might be able to get the pick. Kenny gonna make it a 1v1. He is gonna get cleaned up from this side. Kenny, God, man, I'm a believer in him. But of course, as you said, Elevate going to be able to force the round 11. Again, what separates the men from the boys, this is going to be a very exciting round, especially if we can see any more first picks.
We've been saying a lot of good things about Kenny and his sniper rifle. Nagafen has had a major impact on this game as well. 10-5 for Epsilon. He went on a run from round 6 to 8. We'll see if he can finish strong. I'm going with Elevate at this point in the game, though. Just feel like they're going to feel a little bit more confident. As I said, Kenny is going to rip Saints, who has been one of the best at applying pressure. Saints' top scorer for Elevate out of the action. It's going to be up to TJ and Slack to get in here on the flank.
This is interesting. We've seen 2 rounds where Epsilon got first blooded and Elevate wasn't able to clutch up. Now we get his chance to see if Elevate can do the opposite and clutch the 3v4. Of course, Parasite getting that kill on TJ might shut down all of their hopes and dreams. Slacked and Classic now going to be in a 2v4. Still, though, you have to be clutch to be able to win these games. And this is just a good chance for Elevate to practice this. Going to see what they can do. They at least have bomb in hand. Slacked also going to be able to get a pick right there on Kenny. Going to make it a 2v3. Still a difficult situation, but potentially they could pull this off.
Key player here for Epsilon is Remy. He is behind both Elevate players. Does he know the locations? There he is, putting shots in Slack. Gives up his location, though, and has to escape. Classic's able to take out Nagafen. So all of a sudden, it's a 2-on-2. And what used to be a 4 versus 2 advantage in favor of Epsilon, and Remy gonna find another player. Classic goes down, Slacked. Very tough spot with just 17 seconds remaining.
Especially with the fact that Slack has that sniper rifle in hand, has to do something with the pistol. Gonna spot Remy jumping over, but he's got to get the bomb down. Players aren't challenging. Slack gonna have to pick up 2, just not gonna have enough time. Remy's gonna shut him down. Perfect call for Remy, being the player to watch out for. Again, was behind both and is able to get both of those kills.
Very nice finish here for Epsilon. It got scary for a moment, but they're able to finish strong. 6-5. to tie up our series at 1 apiece, guys. When we return from commercial break, we'll be heading to the first uplink of the evening here in match number 2.